Hey, it's Terry. This week, we're going to dive deep into a challenge that a lot of investors and traders both have. And that is, have you ever found it hard to pull the trigger and execute a buy or a sell order? If you said yes, you're not alone. So many people that I've met have suffered from this one time or another. And I asked myself, why? I finally came to that realization that it's probably because we don't like losing and we all hate making mistakes, especially big mistakes. The avoidance of loss and mistakes has been drilled into us from early childhood, especially at school. And as early as I can remember, I always strive to get that 100% in all my exams. And not that I was always successful, but at least that was my goal. I had to make 0 errors to achieve that goal. So therefore, mistakes was really a no-no. And the less mistakes that I made in exams allowed me to become top of the class and the grade. So hence, we bring this mentality into adulthood and must do everything just right and never make a mistake, which of course we all know that it's impossible through life. So no wonder we find it so hard to pull the trigger when trading and investing. But here are the following 8 actions that can help you immediately become a much successful trader and investor who doesn't hesitate when the time actually comes. 1. Accept that losses is part of the trading and investment game. No one really gets it all right. Even Warren Buffett admits that he makes a lot of mistakes, but it's just that his wins far outweigh his losses over time. 2. Accept that mistakes is part of the trading and investment game. Just like learning everything else, you will make mistakes, especially when you're just starting out and learning a completely brand new skill. Even Warren Buffett openly admits making mistakes throughout his whole career, and he's considered the Oracle of Omaha. 3. Plan the trades and trade the plan. Even that old saying applies to trading. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. 4. Position size accordingly. So no one trade will either make you or break you. And perhaps this is the biggest one of them all. Most people want that big win, and they believe that big wins means betting the whole farm. They see the upside, but they neglect the downside. Leverage is also a contributing factor since it allows anyone with a modest small account size to trade if they're a big pro. If one can simply place small trades relative to their whole account, committing a trade to a trade really becomes so much easier since the risk of a large loss no longer applies, and thus it then doesn't paralyze you in your decision-making process. 5. Accept that trading and investing is a get rich slow and get rich safely game. There is really no rush to get there quickly if you want to succeed long term. We all live in this fast and immediate gratification world, and we all want this now, but trading and investing is really not like that. You can get lucky and hit a few big large wins right off the bat, but however, those stories are really quite rare. 6. Create or buy a trading system that gives you a positive edge, meaning that you know that over a large number of trades or investment decisions, you're either more right than wrong, or your profits are so much larger than your losses. And this is really another big one, because most see trades as individual trades, but instead, you'll dramatically improve your results if you saw that one trade as just that. That one trade in a series of hundreds or even thousands that you'll put on throughout your whole lifetime. And then all of a sudden, that one trade really does pale in insignificance. So transforming your thinking into this portfolio approach from an individual to a portfolio approach trading. 7. Know your numbers over a large trading sample size. Then you'll never be afraid of pulling that trigger when time comes. This is really an extension of that last point, because if you place over, say, 100 trades, you now have that approximate idea how well you do going forward. And if you're happy with this, then placing a trade is really nothing but a process of achieving that long-term number success. And lastly, practice, practice, practice. Paper fake trading is never really the same thing as putting on a real money on the line. So begin practicing on a small scale until you're comfortable, and then you begin gradually scaling up. I mean, just imagine if you put on a paper fake trade of, say, your whole month's salary, but then all of a sudden you put on real money of the whole month's salary with the real risk of probably losing that whole month's salary. How would you feel? I bet there's a few negative emotions that come up immediately right away. Therefore, if you start small, you'll do much better over the long run. So if you think you can lose $500, halve it to $250. and then halve it again to 125. And if that's still too much, lower it even more until you're comfortable. Then this makes pulling that trigger so much easier in the short term. And over the long term, it makes decision making so much easier to pull the trigger when the time comes. And give yourself time. Remember that Rome was never built in a day, and trading and investment success is no different. I truly hope that this video helps you in your quest to become the trader and investor that you want to be. Hey guys, it's Terry. Hope you liked this episode. If you did, you can do 2 things right now to continue your journey. Firstly, you can subscribe right here to my channel, which will allow you to receive my videos on a fortnightly basis to help you in your investing and trading journey. And secondly, you can go to my website and get my Fast Start 10-step stock checklist and video lessons for free by simply clicking on the link right here. So if you'd like to do that, just click on any of the buttons that you see here. I really look forward to seeing you on the next video and showing you even more tips and tricks to achieving consistent investing and trading results.